Rosalie has the hots for her bestie Finley and is in deep denial about it. So last time we talked, Gwyneth Westwood, the founder of My Not So Berry Challenge, contemplated what to do about her fiancé Joseph Bastianich after confirming his infidelity, while her daughter and our heir, Rosalie Bastianich, went out on a date with her classmate Levi Birch, things going downhill fast, and went to her best friend, Finley Broke, for comfort. And did she find comfort all right? More than she bargained for. It's the next day, Bella Westwood's last day as a child, and she wanted to leave childhood with a bang. She would be attending her final day of elementary school in her alien form, despite her alien mother Tanisha Stallings' advice. And why the fuck is this kid dressed up as Yoda? Christ, Bella, doesn't your asthmatic ass know by now to bring your inhaler with you everywhere? Bella made sure to get to school early so she can experience the playground for the very last time. She'll miss doing kid things like this, but one thing she wouldn't miss as a kid is the loneliness she sometimes felt. Bella didn't have a single friend. She was sorta an outcast, the polar opposite of her older sister Rosalie, and she knew that. It was so easy for Rosalie to get along with people, especially boys. There wasn't a single boy that glanced Bella's way, but she wanted things to be different in high school. She wanted to make friends and not be so insecure. She wasn't holding back. She was going to be herself, just like Rosalie said she should. She'd kill to have a friend group like Kendra Smith has. She runs shit at this elementary school. Students fear her, the lunch lady and the teachers fear her. She was that sitch, and she was a sitch in general. Bella headed for class, excited to start her day, when suddenly Kendra approached her and started making fun of her. Why did she paint herself green like a big booger? Hey, it's only fine when I call her that. She started teasing her relentlessly, and her little clique was quick to join in, calling her all sorts of names and insults. Bella was quick to fire back, but it was no use. She was outnumbered. Things started getting physical, Kendra taunting her even more by shoving her, and that's when Bella lost it. That's right, Bella, whooped that little sitch. Surely with level 8 fitness skills, you certainly can't lose. She lost. What the fuck? Bella couldn't believe this. All she wants to do is live as her true self, and this is how she's treated. Kendra wanted to make things even worse, so she went to the very pregnant principal's office to snitch on Bella, telling her that she's the one who started the fight and that she's the one who's been picking on her and her friend group. The principal heard Kendra out, but she was also very pregnant, and Bella would be moving on to high school. She didn't see any point in punishing Bella. Kendra told her principal that unless she wanted her to pull an extreme violence on the mongrel growing inside the disease-ridden void she calls a womb, she better do something to get that creature Bella in trouble. See what I mean by the faculty is scared of her? After that threat and getting cussed out by Kendra a bit, she agreed to call Bella's mum. Bella was so upset from what happened that she did the most cliche thing ever. She ate her lunch in the school bathroom and chatted with the faculty. The janitor was loving the tea. Oh my god, Kendra knocked one of Bella's teeth out. Gosh, poor Bella. All she wanted was to live as an alien. Maybe Tanisha was right, maybe humans aren't accepting, but she wasn't going to give up. In a few days, she'll be in high school. Everything would be different, or at least better. She trudged back home at the end of her day, hiding in the dark of Rosalie's room to do her homework and hate her life. At least Speckles loves her. At least Speckles accepts her for who she is and doesn't judge her. She cheered herself up by practicing how to ride a bike again. And yes, because that makes sense. And that was right around the same time her mother and our founder, Gwyneth Westwood, got back home from work. Still tense, still hating Joseph, and she received her elements back from the Geo Council. So here's an update on that. She has 12 out of 15, just 3 more to go. And Bella, who was floating in midair, had finally learned how to ride a bike, right in time to talk to her mum, who had a question for her. Why did she get a call from her school about her getting into a fight with a girl in her class? Bella let it spill. She went to school in her alien form and her sitch classmate Kendra teased her relentlessly for it. She called her all sorts of names and made her feel bad about herself, so she fought back, and she wasn't sorry for it. Gwyneth was surprised by all of this, but nonetheless insanely proud of her daughter for defending herself. She knew, in that moment, she was a Westwood. She could cry. But nobody, not even a child, fucks with her kid. She found out where Kendra lived, which was conveniently right next door to Tessa Scott. What a slap in the face, LMAO. She found that little Sidge Kendra and taught her a lesson. Oh, she's so real for that. But she wasn't done. She found Kendra's Sidge-ass mother too and gave her a lesson on good parenting. She told her that she better not hear about her daughter teasing Bella again, because next time, she won't be as nice. Don't you just love Gwyneth? Gwyneth got back home shortly after and headed for bed, but Joseph was wide awake. He was sure he'd won, and he was basking in it. He thinks he has Gwyneth back. He thinks everything is taken care of with Sarah and Tessa, and things may be rocky with Rosalie now. But she's a daddy's girl, and he was sure that they'd reconcile their differences soon. He was sure he'd done it. He was sure he'd gotten away with everything. Help LMAO, not Tessa Scott coming to Joseph's house for a late-night visit. Sarah is genuinely a terrible parent, because why are you letting your child daughter travel to Windenburg by herself at night? Yeah, Gwyneth, you probably should be paranoid after all the shit this man's put you through. Joseph was freaking out. Why on earth was Tessa here? He assured her that he was happy to see her and all, but now really isn't a good time. But she wanted to come inside and maybe spend the night. Have some real daddy-daughter time. She brought snacks and puzzles and everything, and she knows that Simon isn't her real dad. Yikes. Still feeling on top of the world, Joseph, he loosely promised her that they would get to do that soon, but right now, she really had to leave. Tessa was a bit bummed, but she agreed to leave. He told her to get home safe. That was close, especially since Rosalie was in the upstairs bathroom the entire time and could have seen her sister at any given moment, or the fact that she had a visitor that could have seen her too. Finley Broke, what are you doing here? And why are you casually breaking into the Westwood-Bastianich house? Finley headed for the stairs, being oh so quiet as he ascended and opened the door to Rosalie's bedroom. She was a bit startled, but overall glad to see him. What was he doing here so late? It was simple really. Finley had came all this way so late at night to tell Rosalie one thing. He loves her. That's it. Okay, well, she loves him too, but Finley didn't think Rosalie had fully understood what he meant. He hated seeing the way guys have treated her. They objectified her, they infantilized her. They made her seem like she was a toy to be played with and not a young woman to be worshipped. He hated seeing how guys at school would look at her like she was a piece of meat, or how her own dad can't seem to come to terms with his daughter growing up. He just hated to see her mistreated when all she deserves is love and happiness. Rosalie found this all to be so sweet and loving and caring. But what was Finley trying to say? Finley was saying that he wants to be the one to treat Rosalie right, to show her what love is, to give her everything she deserves and more. He wants to be the one to love her, because he is deeply in love with her. How could he not fall in love with her? He asked. She's beautiful, has a full heart, gives so much to those around her and expects nothing in return. She is the greatest sim he's ever met. And if she lets him, he'll show her exactly what it means to be loved by someone. Rosalie was left speechless, breathless. She truly didn't know what to say, which made Finley nervous and then regretful. He probably shouldn't have said anything, should have let the feelings fizzle out. He's fucked everything up now, hasn't he? Rosalie grabbed him before he had the chance to leave and let it spill. She wants him too. And all they could feel the moment their lips finally touched was relief. They were both paranoid over nothing. This was scary for Rosalie. She's in love with her best friend. She's kissing and intimately dancing with her best friend. It felt wrong, but if it was wrong, why did it feel so good? Why did she feel so safe? She has to face the truth. They weren't friends anymore. That was over. They were more than that now, and she needed to open her heart to it. It feels funny now, but she'll get used to it. So as funny as it felt, she reciprocated his energy when he kissed her, and when his hands rested on her lower back, and when he pulled her closer to his body, and she slowly let go and enjoyed it. She was sure that she was the happiest girl in the world.